Hallo miteinander. I'm Gesh86, and this is Labyrinth of Touhou 2, episode number 17. Lots of episodes. Maybe you've missed some of them. It feels like I've only just started this. Like I've only just taken over this Let's Play from someone else.
What are you doing? What are you doing in my Let's Play?
I'm the Let's Play thief. I steal other people's Let's Plays.
You saw that this thing was dead for 4 years. You came over and you were like, I
didn't think you would mind.
You probably got a point. Somebody's got to do this, right?
Yeah. If we're even slower, then Labyrinth of Touhou 3 will come out, and this will still be like halfway done.
By the time Labyrinth of Touhou 3 comes out, no, this Let's Play will finish by the time Labyrinth of Touhou 3 is English translated. I promise!
Oh.
That's my promise to you, Gesh. So I guess I'm here guesting on your Let's Play then.
Yes, this is all mine.
All yours. All yours. I think we're probably going to find that you took over this episode for a very important reason, aren't we?
Yes. There is a certain person that we'll see.
Alright.
A certain person that I like a little more than is healthy, I would say. But just a little.
Well, let's find out. So here it is, Gesh. Labyrinth of Touhou, the masterpiece.
5th floor.
5th floor. We've got 5 floors in almost 5 years. That's a good run at this game, I think.
Yeah, it is a pretty long game.
Yeah,
takes time to get anywhere.
It's called savoring the experience. So you were how I found this video game, this wonderful video game that has become my favorite dungeon crawler of all time.
I like to think a lot of people have.
In this game in particular, I played the first one, and the first game is good, but I think that this one is just a whole different level of quality and just being well built from the ground up. It's really shocking.
Yeah, I'm also in the camp that likes Labyrinth of Touhou 2 a lot better. That's not for everyone.
Really?
A lot of people hate, for example, that even early in the game, you can find enemies that are very resistant to a certain type of damage. Like just sky-high defense or sky-high mind. Just like this aquamarine sword devil now.
Yeah.
Didn't really help him much, though.
No. It's like I find that those instances exist, but I think that this game still gives you the tools to deal with those things. I think that the only part of the early game I think that's bad is I think Kamachi is like an early game boss is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not easy to defend against death effects only 3 floors in.
It's real bad!
It's not even something you would expect you would even know what it is.
Yeah.
Just how powerful it could be.
Mm-hmm. So you were with me in that you think that this is the best. Do you have any other dungeon crawler experience besides the one? Because I primarily think that just when I think of Gesh, I'm like, man, he just plays every game he plays as a Touhou game, and if it's not, he makes it one. So, do you have any other dungeon crawlers where you're just like, yeah, that's my jam, or is it just kind of this?
Well, the one that I think must be mentioned is Etrian Odyssey. I've played a lot of those, and it is just a quoted game when people say, what does Labyrinth of Touhou spoof? Etrian Odyssey. And a little bit of wizardry, but that one I don't know as well.
Yeah.
I have played Remiadry.
Yeah, that one. I know Carmi liked that one a lot. I think that some people kind of don't like how it's a little more bare bones and it's very very static. Whereas you look at this and it's very active. A lot of care went into these particle effects to make things look real cool.
Yeah, Remiadry is the auto battle RPG.
Yeah. I recently played one of those.
But it's surprisingly good for being such an auto battler.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Because I played one recently. I played one called, I don't know if you've heard of it, Labyrinth of Refrain. I played that recently, and I really bounced off of it pretty hard.
That's the one with the Baba Yaga, where that main protagonist is called Tronya, right?
Yep. Yeah, like I love the characters and stuff, and the story was going a real good place, but then the game did one of those, I'm taking away 2 hours of your progress because I didn't clue you in on a mechanic.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's
real
no
bad.
fun.
That felt real bad, and that's not something you have to worry about with a game like this. Especially this game. Like, this game is like it's the friendliest dungeon crawler I think I've ever played.
Yeah.
With as much respecking as you can do, with how you can just constantly rebuild your characters with no penalty at all.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that dungeon crawling isn't like risky in the same way that it's for a lot of games. You don't risk having to load your save file.
No,
you're just bounced back, and that's just really cool.
Yeah, and you can do that in in latter day Etrian Odyssey games. You can set it to casual and still and when you die you get bounced back like that. But even as good as like Etrian Odyssey is, as much as I love, especially 4.
4 is really good.
Yeah, like I'm literally like in the 3/4 through a replay of that game right now, and still like just amazed at how much that game holds up with like regards to having played this, like which became my favorite dungeon crawler. But just like even that game still has a lot of just that. I mean, I don't want to call it mean-spiritedness, but like dungeon crawlers aren't nice. They're not going to hold your hand. They're like, even this game, as nice as it is, a lot of the boss encounters and a lot of the floor gimmicks are going to smack you around.
Yeah. What's really interesting is that, it is really nice, and people might mistake that for being like a baby's game. But no, because you still have to do a lot of thinking and unusual tactics to actually beat the bosses. Like, even if you don't lose, even if you don't have to load your file, you still only advance if you beat the boss.
Yep. And even when it's like being mean though, like I feel that like there's a gentleness to this game that like it makes it more palatable. The fact that you get an overpowered character for dying 12 times, like it's like getting Kassen early game is so good.
You know what's funny about Kassen?
What's that?
She kind of has this image of actually being a bit of a wimp, just as a person. Like, she gets intimidated by older and stronger yokai, like Yukari, for example.
Oh.
Yeah, she really has this underdog personality, kind of. She can be very strong. She is strong-willed, but she isn't gifted to be just powerful, to be overpowered. I've seen that in, for example, this Aqua-style dungeon crawler. What was it called? Genso Wanderer.
Oh, yeah.
In that one, she is kind of meek, but she still decides to fight. And in Ephemeral Unnatural Balance, she is one of the playable characters. And the thing with that game is that the protagonists are all weak. Yeah, so that's not random that she would be playable in that.
Yeah.
That is pretty well thought out to pick her.
I recently 1CC'd that game, and it was very
Congrats.
satisfying. That game, like I think you're the one that gave me that game.
Yes.
And yeah, like I started playing it a month or so ago. So it was a 1CC I was working on for like a month. And I finally knocked it out with Kassen. And it felt real good. Like, that game's just got a lot of smart boss designs in it that I wasn't expecting, that were really fun to kind of bounce my head against for a bit.
I wonder if you made it a little harder for yourself than you needed, because Kassen, in my experience, is not a beginner's character in
Yeah,
the game.
kind of noticed that, like, kind of like maybe halfway through the journey of the 1cc of like, I'm probably making this harder on myself, but I really liked her. I really liked her in Labyrinth of Touhou too, so I wanted her to be the one I got the 1cc with.
You were already past that point where you could give in to the easy route.
Yeah, like I didn't want to start with like the main character that they the Reimu analog basically that they probably want you to play.
The easier mode, Rin.
Yeah. So what? Something else I find really interesting about this game and other Touhou fan games is enemy choice. So like in the games, like in the mainline Touhou games, right? We got you mostly get like ghosties and fairies.
Yeah.
Like when you have to sit down and like make a dungeon crawler and you like enemy variety would dry up real quick if all you could use were like just ghosties and fairies. So like I love like looking at some of these enemy designs and thinking like, what is it? Like, what's a strawberry? Like who thought a strawberry being the most lethal enemy in the game would be the smartest? Like how does that fit in? Like what's...
The Gensokyo girls are fighting sea slugs.
Yeah!
That sea slug there just wouldn't die. They're very evasive.
They're very evasive, and they're resilient to almost everything, I believe. Like, I remember having a hard time... I see a level 20 indicator there. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
Must be a really nasty, ugly, disgusting monster.
Just absolutely... The stuff made of nightmares.
Eldritch.
Eldritch in nature. I don't think we're gonna look at that right now. I'm not in the mood for ugly right now, I guess. Let's just, got that nice, healthy waypoint there. It's good for a nice refill.
Yeah, you shouldn't really mix dungeon crawling and the boss fight together.
No, that's bad. That's a bad idea.
It's always worth going back and preparing a little bit better.
Yeah, you want to kind of make sure that you're ready to do it. So I think at this point, I'm deciding, like, wait a minute, like, there's a bunch of FOEs on this floor, aren't there? I think this is around where I'm just like, let's go stuff my face in those and see what happens.
Yeah. FOEs have to be evaded first, but at some point you really want to take revenge on them.
Yeah, like, it's worth going in there and stuffing your face into their face and being like, I got the perfect plan for you. Alright, Gesh, I want you to point out the exact moment my entire plan falls apart here, okay? The exact moment.
That was it.
There it is!
Carson got
and
crushed by T.
I was pressing the escape button like an idiot.
This is not Etrian Odyssey. You can't escape from FOEs.
Can't escape from FOEs. So like, okay, what's the next plan? Because my entire plan was, constantly just cripple this thing and make it do nothing, and it's only going to attack the left slot mostly with instant death, and who's immune to instant death? So my well-laid plan died not even 3 seconds in, and I'm just like, oh cool, like how do I fumble around and figure this out?
Yeah, that FOE can be pretty hard. It's strategically not an easy fight, because there's just so much damage coming onto the left slots.
Yeah. Oh man, poor Momiji, just getting bit. She's biting back, and it's not
biting right back.
Biting right back. I mean, what else are you gonna do? So it's like, all right, tried and true strategy: wriggle, poison them.
Poison is very good in the early game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What I usually use for this FOE, I use Minoriko a lot.
Oh yeah,
she's really good for just healing up the left slots, and she should have done just
well. Oh no, I've thrown poor Puppy out into the rain. This is not going to go well. What are you doing, Past Polly?
Well, a Puppy is pretty strong in defense, but she has one definite weakness. One weakness why I usually don't put her up against Komachi on the leftmost slot.
Yeah, bad move! Oh, she's just eating it. Cheerdo's getting there. I'm helping!
She's helping with speed down.
Speed down is why I'm dropping those.
Yeah, she's generally not that good on the water stratum.
No, it's pretty bad. Thank God for Rumia being able to ignore defense.
I think that's only for the second skill, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the dark multi-attack.
Oh, right.
It is almost dead.
Yeah, like,
even
we're
if
doing
that
okay.
even if that fight doesn't go very well, you can usually save yourself somehow through it just by dealing damage.
Yeah, like, it's just a numbers race here, and
Yeah.
so long as you... Later.
She got swallowed.
Oh no, we got puppy vor. I can't have this on YouTube. No! Gosh, why did you make me do that?
Sorry.
Go get him, Chin. You can do it. My thought is, oh, she's got fire. Oh wait, that didn't work.
Fire's no good.
That didn't work with Moko either. Go for it, Rumia. MVP. You got it, girl. So, like,
Yeah.
when your well-laid plan of just have Cousin punch it into submission doesn't work.
Then 4 or so people just get killed.
Yeah, it's fine. They're Touhous. They're used to a little death in their life. It's okay.
Yeah, they still have TP.
They've got TP. It's good. As long as you got TP, you're still there. Like, it doesn't matter if the horrible sea monster swallowed you whole. You're still there. You're living.
Now we're gonna swallow it. We actually got its meat as a prize.
That's right.
That's actually a quest item, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's for recruiting someone who likes to eat lampreys.
Oh, I wonder who that could be.
Are there any Portuguese Touhou? I think in Portugal they eat a lot of lamprey. I think they have them on the coast.
Interesting. Here's me forgetting what Magic Gems did because I've totally played the game in 4 years.
They're permanent stat boosters, I think.
Yep, those are very valuable. You want those.
Yeah. It's actually the best idea to put them mostly on the same character.
Yeah. Like, I always get weird about items like that, though. Like, because, especially in a game like this, where it's like, you know that there's a finite number of them. So it's just like, well, I'm going to distribute these wrong. I'm going to make a bad decision. Like, if there's a bad decision you're going to make, it's probably with training manuals and probably with the gems, right? Because those are consumables.
Yeah, but you can always remove them.
Oh, right. Wait, you can remove...
I think you need a Tome of Reincarnation, but those are plentiful.
Oh, yeah, you get Tomes of Reincarnation like candy, especially in later stratums. It's like, hey, there's another one. There's another FOE up here. We completely
but I've
ignored.
got the feeling it's not the same one.
I don't know, they're on the same floor. It has to be the same one, right?
That would be strange if it wasn't.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Using these pro rest strats.
Well, before you do such a battle, it's a good idea to rest.
Right. You follow my videos, you're going to learn how to be a very good video game player. Look at me. Like, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? Am I going to fuck around and find out? I'm sitting here like, wait, did I fuck up? Oh, no, I just need to get
possible.
I just need to get it to chase me. Oh, no, it's the Siren of Silence.
A Siren of Silence, and what does she do? She silences.
Silenced everybody. Fantastic.
3 people.
3 out of the 4. It's like great.
The fight starts and you can do nothing.
I can do nothing. It's great. It's fantastic. As you can tell, these fights went swimmingly for me. I'm just like, forget it. Just throw out a raw super scope. Who cares?
This Siren of Silence is actually a lot easier strategically to me than the eels, the lampreys.
Yeah, you can just like beat this thing into a bliss. Like, I'm going to make this thing a joke with Cosmin very easily.
It actually is a mandatory fight at some point. You can't avoid it at some point. You would have a lot more time than you're giving yourself, but it can be done so early. It's just not very deadly boss.
No, it's like the silence is probably its most dangerous aspect, and I think the cold attacks it throws out.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say silence is that dangerous, it's more annoying.
Yeah, it's just like it's not something like heavy, which is like can really F up your strategy.
Oh, yeah.
Just throw out a raw Master Spark, why not? I just like throwing numbers out sometimes. No real thought to it. Cherno, get in there.
For this one, it doesn't really hurt you much. There's no way you're gonna lose this now.
Like, I would have to purposefully throw it to lose this one. Like with the damage Kassen is doing. Yeah, like that one's nothing. Good, no battle spoils, because I think we are significantly higher leveled than that one, I think. Or was that one 24? I can't remember.
Really doesn't matter all that much, because, like I said, it's not meant to be an FOE that is that much stronger than the player.
Nah.
Because you're gonna be forced into fighting it.
Yeah.
About those gems, and because you just got another one, it's smart to put those onto the same player, on the same girl.
Right.
For one very strange reason. There is another set of gems, jewels, and those can only be given to a character when you already have 10 of that kind of gem on them. It's not relevant before the plus disc, I think.
Yeah, because this isn't something I even remember in the base game.
Yeah. And you said that they were finite. That's half true. In a sense that you can't get them easily, but there are ways to produce them much, much later on. So you're never going to be locked out of a finite number of having only so many. If you're just patient enough, you could make 1 million.
Oh, good. That's definitely me. Super patient, as we've noticed so far in this Let's Play so far. I'm very patient in letting things sit for a while.
Yeah, but for now, the gems are pretty valuable.
Yeah.
And you get 2 from a boss when you fight them at or under the challenge level. And a lot of people say that's not really worth it. Maybe because, like I said, it's not truly finite with how many you get.
Yeah.
But I like to do it.
Yeah. I like for usually when I am playing this game normally, I do challenge level stuff, but like for the Let's Play, I kind of just decided like I'm just going to go in whatever level I am. Because I'm not really stopping to grind or anything yet. I'm not really. I mean, it's 4 or 5. It's not really. There's nothing really all that difficult that you need to stop and grind for in this game. I've seen videos of people at this point in the game and they're like level 40, and I don't know how. Like, what are you doing?
I think I know why they want to do that.
Oh,
there is something where you're not expected to do especially well. But if you do really well, it's kind of gives you bragging rights. There is a strange encounter a good while later on where being just massively over-leveled can get you a bit of a secret of sorts. I've personally never done it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, like I'm not that kind of like I can't sit around and level. Like if the solution is sit around and grind, hey, I'm the last person that's going to sit there and do that.
Yeah, you can't do what you're supposed to do at a reasonable level. It's pretty much impossible.
So here we've crossed the 10-hour threshold for playing the video game.
That kind of achievement, you could think of it as kind of an anti-achievement, can't you?
Yeah, you can just leave your computer on overnight if you wanted to and start the game with 5,000 extra, money if you want. I imagine there's probably like strats for that if people do that. Just, if I'm going to start playing it tomorrow, I'll leave it on tonight so I get a bunch of money.
Well, a speedrunner won't even get that achievement. They don't want that achievement. And there is one, I think the time achievement goes up to 250 hours.
Oh, wow.
Plus this.
So I think this one's going to go way better. I think that we've got our head on our shoulders now. Look at me, I'm even using buffs this time.
We were really unlucky with the first one.
Yeah. See,
and
now,
Kassen isn't dead yet.
She's not dead. She's going to punch this thing's stats into oblivion to meaning absolutely nothing now.
Oh, yeah. Debuffing is really good, not just early in the game, but at pretty much any point.
Every point. Like, this is, like, This is the game I think, like this and Shin Megami Tensei games are where I really feel the effects of buffing and debuffing. Like even in Etrian Odyssey, I think that those games deal in numbers that are so small that buffing and debuffing can almost feel a little at times, I think, because their numbers
In the first one, it was really weak.
Yeah.
In the first Etrian Odyssey, they made it more viable with later entries, I think.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, there's a class, the Hexer, that does basically only debuffs and ailments, and it's the worst class. It's absolute bottom tier.
Yeah. It's one of those things, why are you even using this?
It's not even a starting class, you have to earn it.
You have to earn it, yeah.
Maybe in this game you will also get a debuffer, a dedicated debuffer at some point.
Dedicated debuffer? That does sound like that in a game where debuffs matter a lot. That does sound like it's something that I would want in my party deck.
Yeah. Maybe that dream will come true.
I hope so. That'd definitely make things like, the complete left of my screen getting devoured in one hit. That could probably keep that from happening. So there we go. That would make much better. That was much kinder.
Yeah, that was a try with better luck.
Yeah.
And the first one was with abysmal luck.
Yeah, that was terrible luck. But that was also me just kind of being stupid. Like, I should not have had her in that second slot at the start. Not at that. Like, you don't take that kind of chance. I know better than
Unfortunately, someone has to be in it.
Exactly.
Or you could make an empty slot, but I also never do that.
I've never employed empty. I've seen people do it, but I've never employed strategies where I needed to use an empty slot.
I think it's done to artificially decrease your party level.
Yeah.
The thing is, that doesn't work for the game's special hard mode.
Oh.
There is a special hard mode that doesn't check your average party level for boss challenges, but the highest character, I think.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, that you cannot even enter boss fights if you're above.
Yeah, like the hard mode and New Game Plus modes in this game are pretty neat, I think, with what they let you start with and how they handle increasing the difficulty.
Yeah.
Pretty rad. Like, you don't really... Like I like it when a hard mode is more than just, I made the numbers bigger. I think that's always the most silly. That's always the most boring way to make something hard.
Definitely.
So, as you can see now, our party composition has changed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We have a new frontliner.
I see some green-eyed jealousy there.
Green-eyed jealousy. I love the first time I played this game. I was like, does she have a robot eye? Because it kind of looks weird. Like, if you look at it at a glance, it's like, wait, did they give her a cool robot eye? Wait a minute. No, you're being stupid. Stop it, Polly.
No. She's not a robot. She's an underground elf.
She's an underground elf. Oh! Uh-oh.
So what ugly monstrosity is this going to be?
I'm shielding my eyes. I don't want to see it.
They're really mysterious. Oh!
Oh no!
It is... Oh. It is not an ugly monstrosity. It is a gothic Lolita.
This is the cutest art of her I think I've ever seen. It's my favorite anyway.
It's really good.
Yeah. It really emphasizes...
excuses that she didn't even appear in the first game. She's one of the newcomers.
Yep. I love that her story here is that she's just kind of hanging out here, and her whole idea is like, I'm going to stop you from going up. And
because she's concerned about people.
She's got a lot of love in her heart, and bless her for it. Like, she wants, I'm not letting you go up. Well, I'll save you the spoilers. There's already loads of people already up there, way past the 5th floor. She's not doing a really good job.
No.
I love it.
She's trying.
I love the image of her just getting her ass beat over and over. And just, getting up with a smile, dusting herself off. Like, it's fine. So,
Well,
Don't
she can probably also feed on her own misfortune.
That's good
so
point.
she's technically always in good spirits.
Don't start this fight with the front line that I had, by the way. She will nuke those last 3 slots with a fire spell if she gets the chance.
Yeah, she is pretty powerful. She is a magical attacker, so that's why we have that green-eyed jealousy over there. She is, I think, the best mind tank in the game.
Oh yeah, and she's 100% resistant to debuffs, I believe.
That too. So,
look at that, 37. 37 from a magic attack. Nothing. She's laughing it off.
Chen didn't.
We'll forget about Chen. It's fine. Chen is there. Chen is the Kenny of my group. She dies in every episode. Oh my god, they killed Chen.
Yeah. She would die even more in Labyrinth of Touhou 1 when you couldn't even evade anything.
You can't evade in that game.
That's one way to balance it.
Yeah.
If evasion is kind of botched, you just take it out.
At first, I wondered if Labyrinth of Touhou 1's evasion stat not working was an intentional joke, because there are 3 or 4 early Square games where the evasion stat does not work for some reason. Like Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IV, a whole bunch of them. In Final Fantasy VII, magic evade doesn't work. What is it about making evade work that people can't do? So that's kind of yeah.
Hina is really debuffed right now.
Yeah,
that's kind of the main gimmick of the fight.
That's a good idea. She's debuffed. That's fantastic for me, right?
Definitely. It says right there that she's 30% weaker and such.
Yeah, this is great. This fight could not be going more swimmingly. She's doing the dirty work for me. Okay, fine. I'll give myself.
How weird. How weird that she would use skills that debuff herself.
Yeah, just do the job for me. I appreciate it. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh, that's bad. Oh, no. Oh, that's all terrible. I'm sorry, Moko.
And Moko didn't even revive.
She did not even get... I even have points in that, and she did not revive. She's like, fuck it, I'm out of here. When she doesn't revive, I like to think of her as just not caring enough to come back. And I'm sorry I had to do it, Gash, but I just...
Such a short fight.
I just put 10,000 hit points of damage into you, girl. I'm so sorry.
Well, my own took 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You were a little bit faster than that.
You were playing the game shortly after it came out while the strategies were being developed. So, when I bumped into your videos and the strategies that you were using that I copied for a time, it was okay, but, what if I started playing with those a little more? So it's just it's natural that as the game gets older, the strategies are going to develop more. But she doesn't seem all that broken up about the fact that we just beat her up, and Marissa's just whatever. You're gonna come with us, right? That's kind of how this goes.
Yeah. And like you said, she already failed several times in her mission. And she brings something up that I find really interesting about Hina.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of has that... for some people, she has that nice girl image, but when you think about it, she's kind of pretty detached from humans. She doesn't really need to care about them, and if you think about it, she just eats their misfortune anyway. It's not like she has to be nice for that to work.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's kind of very...
Gothic Lolitas are often not as nice as they seem.
No. She's very self-serving, but they gave her a cute portrait, so you have to forgive it.
I played Danganronpa recently, and that game has another Gothic Lolita.
She's a very nice person. Very nice person.
Well, you would like to believe from her good design that she is.
She's the ultimate gambler. I mean, the gambling. She loves to gamble.
she's actually pretty open about. She gets pretty antagonistic pretty early.
Yeah, I love the way they play her shitheadedness. Like she can be a real shithead, and it's really funny when she lets those moments go. And we did it.
Yeah.
We recruited your favorite Touhou.
Yeah, she recruited herself. For us.
Basically. Like, what else is she going to do? Like, why stand around, keep getting your ass kicked? There's a whole human village there waiting for you to join. Eat some Misfortune, it'll be great.
Yeah, now you've got a character that debuffs herself.
Hey, that's great! That sounds like a great thing. I have a character that makes herself worthless. Fantastic! Surely there's nothing good that can come of that.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? If she had like a skill that basically assumed her debuffs were buffs. What a concept.
Weird. I wonder if they would.
What a concept that didn't even work for the first patches of the game.
Oh no! Oh no! So she really was literally worthless?
Yeah, it got fixed pretty quickly though.
Oh man, that's wild. Well, Gash, I would like to thank you for having me as a guest on this episode of Labyrinth of Touhou. Like I said, I love this game, and I'm glad that we got the chance to get together and do some content on it.
Yeah, thank you for being part of my Let's Play that is totally mine and not yours.
and like, hey, maybe like we'll get to the 6th floor in the next year or so. It's right there.
Yeah.
Look, at the stairs are right there.
Yeah, just gotta swim to it.
Yep, that's all you gotta do. Well, I guess it's
And
time.
with that,
Kick us out of here, Gash.
I'm Get86. This was Labyrinth of Touhou 2. Bis bald.